Good morning. Merry Christmas to you all. No green screens to show you at the moment, so we'll move on. Have a look at today's trading angles as football returns. So let's take a look. First set of matches which might interest you today. African Cup of Nations. Do read these previews, or you could have a look at the standings to give you an indication of who needs what and when and how. So we've got Angola and Zimbabwe. So we'll have a look in a ranking of the third best teams. Okay. So Zimbabwe are there in fourth place. Could do with a win. I don't think Angola got a win either. If we have a look at their group down at the bottom here. So it's very tight. Egypt, a very, very late goal to get a win against Zimbabwe. So these teams are in with a shout. The way you will determine any angles is the necessity for a win, i.e. lay that late draw, Angola and Zimbabwe today. You can have a look at the FIFA World Rankings as well, just to get a gauge. Angola are 89th in the world. Zimbabwe are 129th. So we've got some reliability issues with both of these two. Angola are favoured here, but do be careful. The draw, I think, will be layable late on. It will be one of those 1.25 or lower because of the need for a win. It's as simple as that. Egypt against South Africa, we've already had a look at that group. They are the dominant two. I think it's in Group B. South Africa and Egypt, it's even Stevens with these two. It's going to be a tight one because Egypt struggled against Zimbabwe. They needed a certain Mohamed Salah to get through. So let's have a look at the Egyptians. 35th in the world rankings. South Africa 61st. Tight enough. Difficult match to unpack. The 2-1 win for Egypt against Zimbabwe was very poor indeed. Late goal. Not sure what South Africa did. They must have played Angola and got the win there. Zambia, my home country. So I'll be cheering on the Copper Bullets. Very, very late. 92nd minute. Equaliser against Mali. So they're banging with a shot, but 2.38 the favourite is telling you it's a very difficult match to unpack. So we start with Zambia here in 91st. Comoros 109th. So again, these two are far too near the three figures in the world rankings and are very, very tough to unpack. Morocco and Mali, a lot clearer. This will tell you why. 11th in the world rankings. Mali 53rd. Morocco, the best ranked team in the African Cup of Nations, I would say, with Senegal pretty much near to them. But a little bit, I don't think they can touch a side who are knocking on the door of a top 10. So that 1.53 looks very good value. And I think, given the world rankings differential, that's my first banker of the day. Would you agree? Having a look at Morocco and Mali. Well, Mali could do with a win. Indeed, it's a must-win, really, for Mali and indeed for Zambia today. Again, with the Zambian match and the Mali match, we'd be looking at laying the late draw. In these group stages, it's all about winning your first two matches, isn't it? Or getting a positive result in the first two matches. Well, if you haven't learned anything at FootballTradingProfits.com about these kind of odds, then you're going to be in trouble, aren't you? 2.45 the favourite is telling you it's a match, Manchester United and Newcastle, which the bookmakers can't find an angle on. Why can't they find an angle on? Well, typically, when we do our research, we will find that it's very difficult to split the two sides. That's basically what 2.45 the favourite tells you. It also tells you that the market's just finding it difficult to pick a winner. And you know scorelines in these kind of matches, 2.45 the favourite can be absolutely anything. Manchester United looking all right, I must say. Only the 5 defeats all season, 3 of them coming away from home. There's solitary defeats at home, 0-1s. That can be covered by insurance, so we don't have anything to worry about there. But quite troubling for Man United is a sudden lurch towards that single goal status after scoring 2 goals in 4 consecutive home matches, all producing wins. They have to score 2 goals because they're conceding so often. Now, when you're not scoring, you lose 0-1. When you're not scoring that second goal, you draw 1-1. And when you are scoring 2+ goals and you let the opponent score 2+ goals, you're in a whole heap of bother. The Aston Villa Man United win, not really a surprise, was it? But to be perfectly honest, Matheus Cunha should have scored a second goal, shouldn't he? Missed a header from very, very close. Morgan Rogers, the difference that day for Aston Villa. Superb performance from Morgan Rogers, really knocking it out of the park. Newcastle United, you can tell the market's a little bit apprehensive, not comprehensive. The only win away from home, that sudden clicking into gear for Newcastle away from home. 4 goals against Everton, but prior to that, a struggle to even score that second goal, and that returned. But this is a local derby, isn't it? Nick Waltemada's own goal, the difference. But you discount local derbies. It's as simple as that. Prior to that, there is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the last 10 matches. Take the derby out. 9 of the last 10 matches have seen both teams scoring. We might see that today. 1, 2, 3 of the last 4 home matches for Man United have seen both teams score. We work our way down to the challenge table. That might reveal something, but you can see we're in a whole heap of bother, aren't we? We just can't get an angle in. We've got both teams conceding in the last 10 matches each. Both teams have scored in the last 2 at home for Man United. No win in 3 at home. No draw in 5 away. Is that something to pin our hopes on for Newcastle United? A bit like those African Cup of Nations sides who must get the win. Manchester United's form. It looks okay, doesn't it? To be honest with you. These 0-1s for us traders, we can cover that as long as the goal is early enough, because otherwise the insurance premium will start rising. And a whole heap of wins here between 4th and 9th at home is a good cluster. I quite like that look there, because if they're beating sides above 11th in the league consistently, they've got a good shout today. Newcastle away from home. The only time they scored 2+ goals was against Everton. They just look a little barren away from home, don't they? Not so at home. 2-2, 2-2, 2-2-2. But away from home, real struggles. So, strictly speaking, Manchester United look the healthier of the 2 teams. But 2.45 the favourite. It wouldn't surprise me to get a Newcastle win, Man United win, a 0-1, a 1-0, a 3-2, a 2-3. We just don't know. Problem with Newcastle away from home, they're conceding late goals. Watch out for that particular pattern. And Man United, 8 goals in total in the last 15 minutes. 9 of 12 goals conceded at home have come in the second half. So we might see some second half action today. That would be the only way in. But as ever, strictly speaking, 2.45 the favourite, you run to the hills. And that, I think, is that. We've got the Belgian Jupiler League. So let's take a look at that one, because I've done the research for it. But again, 2.4 the favourite, 2.2 the favourite. Let's be very, very careful. Let's have a quick look at the Jupiler League. Seems to be a day of avoiding draws. No draw in 11 for Club Brugge. We did lay the draw in their last match, but they did huff and puff to get a very, very late 2-1 winner. They have scored second half goals, second half winners indeed, in the last 2 matches. One of them 4 goals, the other a single goal. 2.2 is offering a little bit of caution, maybe because of that draw-itis. Or no, not draw-itis. They're avoiding draws, so that could be a decent angle in today. Genk have not beaten the top 9 this season at home. They're playing second today. So strictly speaking, really, Club Brugge look good on paper. But the market, I think, a little wary of that last match, where they did huff and puff to get across the line. Royal Union St Gilloise are involved in the Champions League. Odds on today, away from home. It's always a good signal. Let's take a look. Only 3 wins for Cercle Brugge. Only 2 defeats in 10 for Royal Union St Gilloise. A big tick in the box. But there is a problem with Royal Union St Gilloise away from home. They have failed to score that second goal in 7 away matches. Failed to score that second goal in 4 of the last 5 away where they failed to win. So just be very, very careful with Royal Union St Gilloise today. If you're trading the match at 3 o'clock, just be very careful. Not even going to research Standard Liège against St Truden. We can have a look at the XGs. Anderlecht and Charleroi, odds-on favourite at home. Do they deserve to be odds-on? 6 consecutive home wins for Anderlecht, but the real problem is 4 of those were 1-0 only. Now that is a problem, because you cannot consistently keep winning 1-0, because everything is thrown out of the window if you concede a goal. So there's extreme pressure on the defence, extreme pressure on the attack to take advantage of the clean sheet. So despite being excellent at home, just digging a little deeper, those 1-0s are problematic. Only 2 wins since the 20th of September, though, for Charleroi. So Anderlecht might get away with it today. 5 consecutive away defeats as well for Charleroi, and they have real struggles away from home against the top sides. So on paper, this is almost nudging towards banker material. Let's have a look at the expected goals analysis for the Premier League and for the Julep League. It's a new look XG, just missing out on some details that I need to get it working on, but hopefully this is a lot more detailed for you and you enjoy it. But I just need to iron out a few creases there. So this will be the home side, this will be the away side. Man United, Newcastle. 1.85 expected goals in offence is on par. So they are delivering on the chances created, which is a worry for a Newcastle side who can't score that second goal consistently enough away from home. 1.35 XG away. Well, AI has just said leaky. The 1.67 XG is accounting for taking out the penalties. Newcastle's problem is in attack. They are delivering on their promises. Actual 1.35, expected 1.36. But the problem is they're having trouble conjuring up that second goal. That's a real problem at the moment. Defensively stout enough, but they're going to be tested if Manchester United are delivering on their expectations. Expectations for 1 goal, certainly 2 goals, probably. So that's going to be tested. Attack v defence today. Well, it's great that AI has picked up the away XG, 0.83. So that's great. That's a nice enhancement to the app, because we do need to isolate home and away expected goals, because it's the Jekyll and Hyde thing, isn't it? Some sides superb at home, woeful away. Or like Pisa, 0-0 Merchants at home, 2-2 Merchants away from home. So I'm just going to sort out this, and we should have a very good app for reporting. Well, this is lurched to old school, but you can quite clearly see the potential that Club Brugge have. 1.82, leaning on 2 goals a game. Against 1.33 for Genk, so they do give sides a chance for comfortably 1 goal at a push. Could get 2 goals. 1.5 XG for Genk. Again, they can score a goal, but they could struggle to get that second. Club Brugge, in the last away match, it did need a little bit of patience from us if you laid that draw to get the winner. So just be careful with that today. Anderlecht look well placed here today, don't they? Expected goals, 1.55 at home. Against Charleroi, 1.05 XG away. That's tight. So expect Anderlecht just perhaps struggle early on to break Charleroi down. But Charleroi, for me, don't seem to be offering any real goal threat. The problem we have is Anderlecht's 1-0 itis. Now, if this was home XG, it would be a lot lower. The 1-0 is a problem. But Charleroi could offer some resistance today. And before I go, I'm working on Football Trading Profits app, which I hope we can migrate to in the new year. This is just a mock-up. So it's as it would look on the internet if everything worked. So we'd have all of our videos here and new strategies as well. And I would get some strategies off the internet as well for you. The blog will be where you'd find the research and the articles. Don't forget, there's plenty of articles for you to read at footballtradingprofits.com. Try to get some interesting articles for you. So do please give these a read. You'll find some interesting angles, particularly in the Premier League. So that is what this blog, I hope, will look like in the new year. These are just placeholders at the moment. Trading Simulator, not working as yet. But I hope this will be something you can look at where the match begins. You don't know what the scoreline will be. You've got the pre-match odds. You have to work your way to seeing whether there'll be a trade or not. So I'm hoping to get a number of matches involved here where you just don't know what the outcome will be and you have to react. You've got a certain bank to start with. So if this works, it will be superb. It's very ambitious. I'm not sure it will translate online. We're having trouble, as you see there. AI tools, this will be where you'll see your expected goals. Calculator, I think, well, looks like AI has set one up already for us, but I'm having a problem with just getting the brain of the app to connect. That's the API. So once it does, it will be fantastic. And you'll also have your research apps here as well. 100% apps, so you can have a look. 100% stats engine, and we'll get more. The consensus engine will look at tips throughout the internet, collect them all in one place for you, and tell you to do X, Y, and Z if you fancy it. Insights, this will be when it's working. Again, it will offer you up to the minute articles on the league that you prefer. As you can see, I need to make some changes here. We need to be able to type in the league that we like, because having a drop-down box like this, far too restrictive. What this will do, you'll get a load of articles, and they'll be on injuries, managerial insights, and the rest. So, this has just come. I'm not sure it will work. Refresh live intel. I don't think it will be available yet. Once this is all working, I think this will be a very exciting tool. The webinars will include the live stream from YouTube. So you'll have this in one place, which will be fantastic. I think we'll have the Telegram session here as well. Well, that may remain offline because you'd like that, I think, for your mobile phones, wouldn't you? Resources. These are the main websites. Now, if you've got any websites you'd like to include here, Understat for the XG, go straight to the Understat website. Of course, you know this one very well, Soccer24. It is the heartbeat of the football trader, isn't it? It's just a wonderful, wonderful resource to have. And our old pal, Soccer Stats, of course, you can't be without soccerstats.com. So it's all very exciting. And we've got to, don't be concerned with these prices. They are placeholder prices at the moment. I'm going to have a free element. Then we're going to have the pro and then everything else. So looking forward to that. So do have a look round. Well, you haven't got the app address yet, but once it's fixed, I'll sort it out. And I'll also be sorting out apps today for members. As you know, we've had Christmas come and looking after the old dear. Have a great day today. I might see you. I might pop on Telegram later on for the Belgian Julep League and for the Man United and Newcastle.